I was targeted by a hitman and one hit woman on 4 separate occasions total thus far. One event happened in 2019. It was around sometime between Christmas and New Year's. As I recall, I was walking to Yoga to the People on St. Mark's Place. The street was totally empty except for a man in a coffee cart right around the Cooper Square area before you hit St. Mark's Place. And it's a destitute, frozen day, which is why the streets are empty. I think it was like a Sunday morning, but the street was totally empty. And out of the corner of my eye off to the left, I see a figure. I see some movement. And really, I just casually look to my left just to, be aware of what's over there. And the guy walking towards me is clearly like he's unhoused and he's mentally, either he's traumatized from living like sleeping rough for too long, or one led to the other, or I'm not sure which, but he's dressed not warm enough for this frozen day. He's not wearing shoes. He's just wearing like multiple layers of socks. He's just walking in my general direction, not head on towards me, but he's walking like where his path is gonna like intersect with my path. And I just glance over to see, who's over there. And then I look, in the very kind of like straight-faced, non-invasive New York way. Like I just looked in the general direction to get the information of like, who's moving over there, and that's it. Next thing I know, I feel a huge pound like on the back of my head, and he just slapped me on the back of my head and was like, "Ha!" and then like ran away. And then my reflex was just like, "Why did you do that?" And that's it. Like I was holding a cup of coffee, and honestly, like he could have beat me and I wouldn't have been ready. Like I don't know how to defend myself against somebody beating me. I don't have training. I don't have self-defense. I don't carry like a defense weapon. I'm a non-violent person. Non-violent doesn't mean that you're less at risk or that you're a coward. It means if someone attacks you, you're not at any less of a risk than someone who carries weapons. Like you're still like, you're not like less in the line of fire just because you're a non-violent person. It just means that I don't have a desire to resolve conflicts with violence. But if someone's gonna violently attack me, I don't want to be just like left to the fate that's determined for me by other people who are using violence. So that's a problem. But he just runs off. The only person who sees it is the guy in the coffee cart. Now I'm at that point well versed in the fact that I'm getting harassed by a coordinated black ops that uses spyware and monitors my content and web activity and private documents, and then crafts psychological warfare to create real world corresponding events and interactions directly with me to make me feel that my private online behavior somehow karmically pulled in this thing happening to me. So just, within the past week, I had read an article online about a random man going around the city targeting specific demographics with slapping them in the back of the head. And I was like, that was the time where people were posting less news articles on Facebook, because I think everybody was kind of feeling like, everybody was posting a lot of news articles, 2014, 15, 16, 17. And then things shifted where it was like people were like, okay, we're just triggering each other and like trapping ourselves in the 24-hour news cycle by just posting every time something violent happens, and we're like just washing our frontal lobes with stress chemicals. So and we all know this stuff is happening now, so we're not just like bombarding each other with like news articles of the next traumatic thing as like a way to display our moral merit, and then let Mark Zuckerberg sell our profile to the FBI or whatever he's doing. But basically I had read this article, and I was like, I resisted the impulse to post it, because I'm like, I'm sure other people know this is happening, and I'm not just gonna put out a triggering article to scare, make my friends feel shitty on the, on the holidays, when half my friends are probably directly affected by this exact shit happening. So and the atmosphere of moral policing is it's being used on the left and the right to basically debilitate the working and the middle classes and the creative classes. So I don't really feel like it's productive for me to just be indentured to the 24-hour news cycle. Even though I am doing my best to get information from it in a way where it's not just basically functioning as cognitive warfare on me, where I'm just debilitated and bathing in stress chemicals 24 hours a day about every single thing happening all across the world all at the same time, unable to function and do anything about any one individual thing. So anyway, not sure if others can relate, but I'm okay, this guy clearly stalked me as I was going to yoga to slap me upside the head because I read that article about people in New York getting slapped upside the head and I didn't post it. This is what this is. He is doing this. I don't know if he's hired by the Church of Scientology. I don't know if he's hired by some other power broker exterior to the Church of Scientology. I don't know if he's hired. I don't know if he's employed by Nation of Islam. I don't know if he's employed by some other interest group that's trying to broker, the Church of Scientology's systems. But I was okay, he clearly stalked me to this location. And I did call the cops, and I was listen, this thing just happened. There's this man running around, he slapped me upside the head, and he could have just beat me. He could have hit my head with a full-on swing of a baseball bat, and I would not have seen it coming. And he hit me really hard, and I'm really upset. And they were hold on, can you meet us and look for him? And I was I don't know. I don't know if I should be out here trying to find some guy who slapped me like that, because I was I don't know if I told this to them, but I kind of felt the Church of Scientology probably set it up, or whoever set it up did so in a way where he's probably prepared to like probably intentionally try to get me to profile the wrong person and then make me look like a fascist or something. For all I know, the cops who intercepted my call could have been in on it. For all I know, the guy in the coffee cart could have been planted to like gaslight me. It was very, I mean, if they're using advanced spyware to do this stuff, they are not going to skimp on it being a whole entire setup where I am made to, like, for all I know, point out the wrong person and make me look, but I mean, the fact that I have to think about this after this man assaults me on the street with violence is crazy. Like, it is crazy. And like, send all these people to fucking jail. And then in jail, they can contribute towards the prison reform effort because they're obviously the smartest criminals out here, and their energies can go towards prison reform efforts from the inside. So everybody wins. Anyway, I don't get to go to my yoga class, and this guy's clearly trying to prevent me from obtaining a brain that's not constantly exposed to stress chemicals. So again, not sure if this is the Church of Scientology trying to give the impression that they're some other organized criminal group to get me to make like a false accusation and just look, paranoid and racist, or is there some other power broker, trying to like control which fair game targets get treated a certain way? I don't know. You would have to get the CIA to like give you that answer, and I don't know if they're checking on that at all. But yeah, so I was really put in this crazy position where I'm like, oh great, I just got slapped upside the head really hard. Easily he could have like full on knocked my head off with a baseball bat, and here I am going, oh, I'm a bad person if I try to contact the police or find out who did this, and I'm sure it's already orchestrated to make me look bad if I do try to find out who did this. So whether this is Church of Scientology or some other group, this is 100% organized crime, and it's RICO Act, worthy, and that's that. Doesn't matter if it's a church doing this, doesn't matter if it's like an activist group doing this, doesn't matter if it is organized crime doing this, like, doesn't matter if it is a government doing this. It's a RICO Act violation, and it's organized criminal activity. So anyway, that happened, and that connects to like the storyline of me being weirdly harassed in relation to like yoga classes and like some possible Church of Scientology fair game Black Ops linked agenda to like get me away from going to yoga classes. Like, they want to deny me the the benefit to my nervous system from yoga classes. So yeah, that's one instance of me getting targeted by a hitman.